Hello and welcome to another What's New video for Cabinet Vision Solid version 9.0. In this video, we will be going over the new features found in the Material Schedule Manager, formerly known as the Material Schedule Catalog, as well as new features that can be found in the User-Created Standards Editor. Let's dive right into it and check out these new features. With the new name comes a completely redesigned user interface, or UI. The layout of this UI includes a ribbon bar as well as a multi-panel layout for the material schedules. Let's go ahead and go over this now. The first thing I want to show you is the filter panel here. I can type in some or all of the text of a name of a material, and it will appear in the material selection panel once I press the Enter key on my keyboard, so that only matches are displayed. Speaking of the material selection panel, this is where the materials we can assign to the schedule are displayed to us. We can just drag and drop the materials we want to use onto the schedule items. The schedule panel is very similar to how it was done in previous versions. Basically, you have a parent category, or part, and you assign materials to it. For any other details like schedule name, description, and upcharge percentage, we are given a sidebar here now with those details. You might have noticed this parameters command button. Just like at the splash screen and in the material manager, we can assign parameters to a material schedule that we can access in the object tree or in a user-created standard. The final feature that I want to go over in the Material Schedule Manager is the new ability to easily remove a material from the schedule. All we have to do is drill down to an item that has a material assigned to it. We could actually do this to any part of the schedule that has a material assigned to it though. Then we just right-click on that part and select the new Remove Material command. This sets the material assigned to the part as System Material Not Assigned. Now let's go over the changes to the user-created standards. First off, if you've watched the other videos in this series, or you think back to earlier in this video, I said that you can access parameters from within the object tree as well as within a UCS on a material and the material schedules. To do that, we use the following two new variables, _m:(x) and _ms:(x). This allows you to query parameters on materials and material schedules, respectively. There have been a few other new system parameters added as well. We have _setCornerRadius, which allows us to specify the softness radius per door. And we also have the _color parameter, which allows us to specify a RGB, or red, green, blue value for the color of a part. And lastly, we can use the _hide parameter to hide parts in plan, elevation, or 3D views, or a combination thereof. On top of these new parameters, we're given a few new sets of functions that can be used to make working with user-created standards a lot easier. The first set of functions will allow you to establish that a number is either in inches or millimeters. xin will return a value that indicates that the given value, or y, is inches, while xmm will return a value that indicates that y is in millimeters. The next function, or rather set of functions, will allow you to get the ID number of various items by calling them out by name. Because, let's face it, if you're a frequent user of Cabinet Vision and you've ever written a UCS, there has been a time where you sit there and know that you're using the Alder material schedule for your cabinets, but just couldn't remember that ID number. Now we don't have to close the job to get that number. We can use these functions to get what we want. Let me show you this in action. What we have here is the beginnings of a user-created standard. As we can see, it's going to be doing something to cabinet assemblies. As such, we want to make this only work on two types of construction methods, the 32mm construction method as well as the face frame construction method. So the first thing that I want to do is press the Control key and then the space bar on my keyboard. This brings up the autocomplete window. Now, since we are working with the assembly construction ID, we want to look up the ASM const ID function. So let's start typing that in, and there we have it. Cabinet Vision automatically brought us right down to that area. Now we can use our down arrow to see all the available construction methods for us to select from. We really made it pretty easy here for you. So let's select the 32mm construction method, then press Enter, or the Tab key, on our keyboard, and Cabinet Vision will fill in all the proper information. Now I can write the code that I need for this section, then make an else-if statement to work on the face frame construction method the same way. Now that that's done, we can just put an end if after we write our code, and we're done. The last new feature of the user-created standards is a new value type that you're allowed to define. Now, here are the various types that we can define that were added from previous versions of Cabinet Vision. But with version 9, we can now define a currency value type as well. Now I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the new features of Cabinet Vision Solid version 9.0. If you need any additional information, please visit us at www.cabinetvision.com to learn more about Cabinet Vision.